The Infiniti Prototype 9 was teased earlier this week, and has now been detailed online ahead of its full debut at the Pebble Beach Concours against later this month. The Prototype 9 mixes the look of the pre-World War II Silver Arrows race cars from Mercedes-Benz with a few Infiniti cues, such as the harp-like grille and the raised Infiniti emblem right above. While the Prototype 9's body is unashamedly retro, it's set to feature a tuned version of the drivetrain from the next-generation Nissan Leaf. For the Infiniti concept, there's an electric motor driving the rear wheels, offering 110 kilowatts of power and 320 newton-meters of torque. Weighing just 890 kilograms, the Prototype 9 is said to have a 0-60 mph, 0 to 97 kilometers per hour, time of 5.5 seconds. Its theoretical top speed is set to be around 210 kilometers per hour, but the car is electronically limited to 160 kilometers per hour, probably in deference to the car's 19-inch wire wheels and thin retro rubber. The Prototype 9 has a 30 kWh battery pack, which is said to be good for around 20 minutes of hard driving on a track. By way of comparison, the first-generation Leaf has an 80 kilowatts per 254 Nm electric motor, and the option of either 24 kWh or 30 kWh battery packs. Although the car looks like it features old-school drum brakes, it actually has a set of disc brakes. It does have an unassisted recirculating ball steering setup, and rotational dampers.
Infiniti, Nissan's premium brand, currently doesn't offer any electric car despite its parent company being a leading electric vehicle manufacturer. Now they unveil a new electric car concept, and unfortunately, it's not something that will make it to production. The Japanese automaker is bringing the new Prototype 9 inches to the 2017 Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance in California, but they also gave an exclusive first look to Motor Trend ahead of the show. Interestingly, the small retro-looking vehicle is said to feature technologies that Nissan developed for its next-generation Leaf, which is expected to be unveiled next month. Motor Trend reports on its specs. Underneath that retro skin is an electric motor powertrain closely related to the one that will power the next-generation Nissan Leaf. Developed and tweaked by Nissan Advanced Powertrain, the rear-mounted motor makes 148 horsepower and 236 pounds-ft and drives the rear wheels. That's grunt enough, Infiniti says, to propel the 1,962-pound Prototype 9 to 60 mph in less than 5.5 seconds. Top speed is limited to 105 mph, down from a theoretical maximum of more than 130 mph. Surprisingly, Infiniti claims that they managed to fit a 30 kWh battery pack on this small frame in order to achieve those performance specs, which can be maintained on the track for 20 minutes, according to the company. The concept is interesting for incorporating tech developed for the next-gen Leaf, but of course, we want to see Nissan actually leverage the platform to build other electric production cars. Not a one-off passion car built as a team-building exercise. And an electric Infiniti sedan should definitely make the list of vehicles to leverage the new Leaf electric platform. Something to compete with Tesla and all the new EVs that German automakers are planning to release in the next few years.
Among US crossover buyers, Nissan's Rogue is more popular than the beer man at the ballpark. So, Nissan's North American product planners figured, hey, if one Rogue does so well here, how about? And so we Yanks are treated to the 2017 Nissan Rogue Sport, a smaller crossover that, beyond the name and basic platform, bears little relationship to the regular Rogue. Does that mean this Rogue has gone rogue? Not at all. In fact, Rogue Sport is handsome, handy and fully mainstream, unlike the quirky Nissan Juke. It's just that Sport, dubbed an urban compact sport utility, is a different experience. Born in 2006 as the tiny Nissan Geolis for the Japanese and Australian markets, it became known globally as the Nissan Qashqai in 2014 with its second generation. But, since we Americans can't pronounce Qashqai, at least, this American can't, it's rechristened Rogue Sport for US consumption. Comparatively speaking, Sport, between its bumpers, is fully a foot shorter than Rogue while riding a wheelbase that covers 2.3 inches less real estate. Offered with front or all-wheel drive in S, SV and SL trims, it earns the Sport moniker thanks to easy maneuverability in urban confines, certainly not from its driving dynamics. In the SLAWD we sampled, the suspension happily transferred road imperfections to the cabin, the steering was featherlight and acceleration was glacial. That's because forward motion in every Rogue Sport is provided by a 2.0-liter i4 that generates 141 horsepower. And, since that engine is naturally aspirated, its peak grunt of 147 pounds-ft of torque doesn't arrive until way up at 4,400 RPMs in the rev band. To add accelerative insult to injury, the only transmission is a CVT automatic. Ho-hum. That said, nobody does CVTs better than Nissan, and this little guy's faux shifts, which can be exploited further via a manual mode, somewhat ameliorate the rubbery sensation so common to CVTs. Nonetheless, when you're planning a trip from 0 to 60, bring lunch. Inside, our top trim SLAWD displayed a handsome cabin, with classy piano black trim on doors, center stack and floor console, along with nicely appointed and well-bolstered leather buckets. In back, headroom is fine, but legroom is dependent on the kindness of front passengers. Our 7.0-inch infotainment touchscreen looked great and was easy to use, but, alas, lacked Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility. It had radio knobs, though. The clever cargo bay, expandable to as much as 61 cubic feet, boasts a 50-50 split floor whose half panel can be raised into a partition position if desired. Cool. From a styling standpoint, the little guy looks great, not unlike its larger namesake. Finally, Rogue Sport is attainable, starting under 23 grand. The compact crossover's petite subsegment, highlighted by the likes of the Honda HR-V, Toyota CHR and Jeep Renegade, is gaining traction. From an appearance and functional standpoint, Rogue Sport is a real standout.
Subaru Australia's importer Inchcape is broadening its strategy to offer buyers an alternative to brick-and-mortar dealerships, with 3 new temporary pop-up shops now open. The new transactional pop-ups are designed to show off the new Subaru XV, and follow on from its rollout of Impreza-based applications. They're in Eastland Shopping Centre in Melbourne, Westfield Chatswood in Sydney and the Queen Street Mall in Brisbane. The trio of pop-ups join the more substantial existing 3 Subaru Do Shopping Centre stores, 2 in Melbourne and 1 in Sydney. These stores, much like what Tesla is doing, allow people to dive into the brand in a way that doesn't involve kicking tires and dodging car salesmen. The bold strategy created late last year was designed principally to grow the Impreza's appeal among younger drivers, though the XV fits the same bill. The company found itself under-indexed with buyers aged below 50 and acted to keep dealers on side. Buyers who transact through Do stores take delivery from a showroom, to which Subaru pays a delivery fee. They can also handle trade-ins and servicing either on-site or through a network of mobile mechanics vans. Or, in Subaru's words, the accessibility of a shopping center provides the general public an alternative to the traditional dealership experience and is just one example of the Subaru Do commitment to a more convenient customer experience. Eastland Shopping Centre and Queen Street Mall are equipped for customers to test drive an XV on site, and Westfield Chatswood displays both the new XV and WRX, with the Subaru North Shore dealership less than 1 kilometre away. Both sites support purchasing directly from the shopping center, and the in-store technology allows customers to build and accessorize their car at a more convenient location and drives a new avenue of customer interaction. Subaru Australia Managing Director Colin Christie said the goal was to remove obstacles consumers face throughout the vehicle purchase and ownership journey. It makes perfect sense to expand on this success and drive all new XVs into our shopping center stores, especially as the traditional vehicle purchase process continues to rapidly transform. Subaru is already doing online sales for the BRZ Coupe, necessitated originally by short supply, and the steep performance sedan. As we reported yesterday, Subaru's Australian importer had a brilliant month in July, growing at a rate unmatched by any other top 20 car maker and achieving almost 5% market share. VFACTS figures show that the Japanese company's sales last month were 27.1% greater than July in 2016, at 4,265 units. This figure put it in 8th position for the month, 1 unit behind Kia, up 20% in its own right, and ahead of a declining Nissan, plus Volkswagen and Honda.